What if Keanu Reeves entered the world of Demon Slayer? Would Keanu rise above his painful losses, channeling his strength and compassion as a powerful Hashira? Or would the weight of his past losses, his loneliness, and his unhealed wounds drag him down a darker path, turning him into a vengeful demon? In one, he's a resilient, noble Dragon Hashira, while in another, he's an upper moon demon who wields his pain as a weapon. Join us as we go through these two prospects, reimagining Keanu into a formidable protector or an object of vengeful terror. So sit tight, hold on to your Nichirin swords, and let's begin! We all can agree that the mysterious and silent charisma of Keanu would be really interesting for a role in Demon Slayer. He is famous for playing complex roles that are deeply contemplative yet full of action. From Neo, the stoic hero of The Matrix, to John Wick, the relentless assassin, his acting career has indeed been quite diverse. Over the years, he has built a reputation for personifying characters with profound internal conflicts that very often balance the themes of loss, vengeance, and redemption, which also happens to be the fundamentals of the Demon Slayer universe. Off-screen, Keanu is really humble, resilient, and dedicated to his work. Real life has not been a smooth sail for him either, full of hardships and personal losses. As a child, he had to go through an absent father and dyslexia that made his schooling quite a difficult task. He lost his close friend, River Phoenix, his daughter Ava in 1999, and a couple of years later, his mother in a car accident. Adding on to this, Keanu had to support his younger sister Kim while she fought leukemia. He took a break from acting to be with her. He was a man who, through the setbacks of typecasting, took an occupational hit without ever letting his generosity wane. He gave away much of the significant earnings from that to support film crews and special effects teams. It is this realistic resilience, in addition to profound empathy, that would lend an air of unbelievable realism to his role in the Demon Slayer world. Keanu could channel these sorrows into his powers as a Hashira to protect mankind against the demons with the same calm and tactical brilliance we've grown to love in John Wick. He would bring quiet strength with unbreakable loyalty, symbolized by the Hashira warriors, who faced loss yet stood proud. His presence gives courage, and it fuels his determination to protect others by being able to endure a life of suffering. But what if, burdened by his sorrows and tragedies, he were to give in to the darkness? Keanu's life experience would make him an extraordinary upper moon demon. His tragic backstory, entwined with the experience of loss and loneliness, would turn into an internal struggle. Thus, he could harness the overwhelming power of his grief and rage. Being an upper moon demon, he would be a terrible, almost tragic figure, shackled by memories of his former self. His life would personify how thin the line between light and darkness is, how easily profound sorrow turns toward vengeance. So why can we imagine Keanu as a Hashira? What would drive him to join the force of the Demon Slayers? It's very natural to assume that with every hardship he's faced, he's learned the meanings of loss, resilience, and deep compassion. It is perhaps this understanding of empathy and loyalty that gives him a purpose, the protection of the innocent from demonic cruelty. In the Demon Slayer universe, Keanu would be the Dragon Hashira, an experienced, mystical warrior in all its majesty. With every step, Keanu would exhibit serene strength, borrowed from the wisdom he has earned through experience and years of fighting these demons. His haori would be an extraordinary piece in black and red, inspired by his aura. Black would attest to mystery and strength, while red would signify passion and courage. His sleeves and hem would be decorated with intricate dragon motifs, giving him a commanding presence while representing both strength and the mystique of dragons. The dramatic length of his haori would flow behind him, enhancing his stature while the front stays fitted for agility. His weapon would be as unique as him. The stunning katana would glimmer with deep red and black hues. The Suba would feature a golden dragon, which symbolizes both protection and strength. The real power of this katana, however, would lie in an extraordinary ability. For each slash it deals, it unleashes the fierce energy of a dragon's fire, slicing through demons with ease through an arc of flames. His weapons would pair perfectly with his dragon breathing techniques. His breathing style as a warrior would be in line with the mythical essence of dragons, consisting of the fierce, powerful, undeniably majestic qualities one would imagine in these legendary mythologies. His dragon-breathing techniques would include the first form, Dragon's Roar. This form delivers a powerful and explosive slash, blasting a wave of fiery energy, a force so intimidating that it can send even the most fearless of enemies reeling back in fear. Second form, Dragon's Spin. The rotation of his katana creates a whirlwind of flames, which then engulfs enemies in a swirl of fire, serving as an incredible sight to see agility and strength combined together, leaving the opponents unable to dodge the torrent of fire. Third form, Skyward Claw. This upward slash mimics a dragon's ascent, with enemies launched up high, struggling in midair as if grasped in the powerful claws of a dragon. It is a show of strength, but it's also a good tactic to outmaneuver the opponent. Fourth form, Inferno Talon. Resembling the swift and lethal strikes of dragon's talons, this form unleashes a whole flurry of fire slashes, capable of taking down an army in mere seconds. Fifth form, Serpent's Wrath. It involves the use of serpentine motions that will leave enemies guessing completely, with no predictability of the location of a successive strike. It ends in a fatal strike, which catches the enemies off guard, and thus inflicts lethal damage. Sixth form, Dragon's Fury. This powerful forward thrust generates a shockwave of fire and knocks enemies back, serving as a strong area of effect attack that it carves out space for him in battle. Seventh form, Celestial Wings. This is a defensive stance, creating a barrier of flames, absorbing an oncoming attack and giving Keanu the time he needs to recollect and protect his comrades. Eighth form, Eternal Flame. This form engulfs everything in its path. The insatiable fire of the dragon defies all reasons and logic as the waves of pure heat and power consume everything in their way, ravaging the enemies. Ninth form, Dragon Dance. With this form, Keanu can create some swift slashes, which move around him like a flying dragon. As the opponents are engulfed by the fiery arcs that arise with every slash, we get a visual treat amidst the showdown. 10th form, Dragon's Ascendance. It is an aerial attack, combining both the aspects of speed and power into its final form. Keanu dives from above, performing a big slash that, if it hits its target, creates a fire explosion to symbolize the might of a dragon in its last dive. With each form, he would take on the spirit of a dragon, having elegance and ferocity combined. His nature of being as still as a mountain yet deadly, much like his character John Wick, makes him a tactical genius with the most unbelievable combat skills. His presence would be strong yet peaceful. He would ensure allies of their safety and instill fear within demons. His unbreakable will and determination would go on to define his position as Dragon Hashira. But what if the beloved Keanu Reeves, renowned for his resilience and compassion, succumbed to his loneliness and sorrows? What if the pain of loss and betrayal twisted his heart, leading him to seek vengeance against the world? In this dark turn, Keanu's motivations would be driven by vengeance. Every enemy defeated would remind him of his lost loved ones, and fuel his descent into darkness further. He would no longer be a symbol of hope, but now a messenger of doom. The tragedy of a hero who turned to the shadows for solace. In this parallel universe, Keanu is transformed into a key important demon, the strongest of them all, known as Upper Moon 1. There goes the cool, calm hero, and in comes a powerful figure cloaked in shadows and fury, the greatest villain. Those eyes that were once warm and inviting would now blaze with intense fierceness, red color with golden and black accents correctly expressing the hypnotically fearsome gaze of the Kokushibo, eyes that are unmistakably the windows of a warrior who crossed into darkness with a haunting mix of power and sorrow. The intense eyes would be framed by kanji that reads Upper Moon 1, glowing across his forehead. The writing would signify his position in the demon world, and would be an ode to the fear he instills in others. His hair would be black and long, left to flow freely down his back, framing the eyes in their search for vengeance. Keanu's demon form would be strikingly elegant, yet terrifying. A flowing white cloak with fierce red dragon designs, twisting and coiling in maddening patterns across the fabric, as if living themselves to portray his formidable nature. This cloak would cascade over loose white pants and his bare feet as he moved with silent, predatory grace. The red dragons on his cloak would be a symbol of his power and a manifestation of his anger, striking against the plain white, a grim reminder he is no longer a protector, but a bringer of destruction. There would be an aura about him, intimidating and crackling with energy, commanding fear and respect from any crossing his path. Muscular yet slim, he would embody both strength and agility, a perfect example of a predator. Keanu, being an elemental demon, would utilize one of the most powerful blood demon arts, Dragon's Blood Fury. With such an ability, he would conjure dragons of blood and flame, and then charge at the enemy to swallow them in fiery destruction. His attacks would be smooth but swift. The first attack, Bloodfire Dragon, an attack that would form a huge dragon of blood and flame, leaving its trail. His second type of attack would be Crimson Talon Strike, where he would summon the Dragon Claw to tear through through opponents, thus leaving them scorched and helpless. In his third attack, there would be a demonic surge, a wave of blood-infused energy that would smother and disorient enemies, turning them into easy prey. Raging Blood Dragon would be his fourth line of attack. He summons a storm of blood dragons, attacking from every direction to make sure no one escapes from his anger. Fifth, the attack would be Infernal Draco Meteors. When, in an act of complete, utter power, he would initiate an ultimate move in which blood dragons converge on each other, creating a disastrous explosion. Finally, his ultimate move, Dragon Blood Rider. Together with his master Keanu, the Upper Moon One would charge into battle and unleash their fiery destruction upon their enemies with fire and blood. Being a demon, Keanu would possess a rare weapon born from his blood demon art, a katana infusing his blood. But this wouldn't just be any blade, it would be born out of his power and rage, and pulsate with a dark crimson energy. Every stroke, both in beauty and deadliness, would speak of elegance and brutality that keeps his enemies quivering. He would execute each movement with chilling precision, a weapon that mirrors the elegance and savagery of his transformation. And there you have it, Keanu Reeves' portrayal of Dragon Hashira, or the fearsome elemental demon, in this reimagined universe, would add a rich layer of emotional depth. Which side do you think suits him best? A demon or a Hashira? Share your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more exciting content.